For a lot of people in Ontario, this weekend could not come soon enough. It's the first since the province entered step 2 of its reopening plan. Outdoor concerts and theatres are now allowed with specific capacity limits. So are amusement parks and water parks. But it's those hair salons and barber shops that have Ontarians really excited. They are now open at 25% capacity and snipping away at a whole host of pandemic dues. More than 35% of adults in Ontario are now fully vaccinated, but reopening is slowed in the Waterloo region as cases of the Delta variant are surging. Kristen Rankin is the owner of the Fox & Jane Salon in Toronto and joining us now. Kristen, hello.
Hey, Jennifer. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's great to see you and to see humans in a salon. It must feel great. Tell me how you're feeling about it.
It felt a little surreal. Yesterday was our first day of opening, and I just remember walking to work, and I kind of had those jitters that you get on your first day of school. It was wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. And are your customers feeling a little funny about it all too, coming back for the first time in so long?
Our customers are like swarming us. It's wonderful. They are so excited. They're bringing us flowers and treats. It's like they're romancing us or something. They're like, don't ever go away again. It's really kind of amazing. Yeah.
Isn't that nice? I want to ask you more about that because I know in a salon you have regulars. Most salons do. And it becomes almost like a community in itself, doesn't it? So what was it like when that was lost?
It's really hard to describe. We are such a diverse community here in Toronto. We're on Gerrard and the Jones area. We lovingly call it the East End or Jeroens. And we have a great business community here too with all the restaurants. So it was a real loss. It felt very, deserted and stuff like that when you did walk around. So having the outdoor patios open and having the liveliness of these couple of blocks for us has been incredible. And our clients are honestly, they're just wonderful. They walk in and they are saying things like, we're so glad that we're open again. Like they include themselves in that, it really does feel like we're a huge community and it's finally restored. It feels like, a little bit of life has been put back into this neighborhood.
Isn't that wonderful? And they're not just happy to see you because their hair looked awful until they came in. I'm sure it's because they want to see you and all the familiar faces. I want to ask you about what you had to do to get to this place, because I know it has been no small financial and infrastructural feat to get a salon ready under these new measures. What's that been like?
Well, I have to say we've become kind of pros at it because, as you know, this is not our first rodeo when it comes to being locked down and reopening. So, we just kind of did all of the things. We constantly made sure we were checking the government updates for what the protocols are for PPE and regulations. And then it really is just a matter of going over everything again, cleaning and sanitizing constantly and making sure our clients know what the protocol is when they come in.
As you know, some restaurants, cafes, salons have not been able to reopen. They just couldn't hold on financially. For you, did you ever reach a point where that was in danger, or did you feel you had the supports in place?
I feel as though we did have support through the federal government's things that they did have from the very beginning. But all of that being said, our bills didn't stop. Utilities, rent, that was all stuff that still had to get paid. And so it was really money that was just keeping us alive, to be honest with you. And if we didn't have that, I shudder to think what would have happened to so many more small businesses and salons and restaurants in this neighborhood. And in Toronto, in Ontario, it would have just been absolutely disastrous.
Kristen, final thought from you. What kept you going through all of these months? I know you were busy preparing for people to come back, but the uncertainty of never knowing even what your opening date would be. What was it that kept you going?
Honestly, I think that it was just knowing that I wanted to get back to my community and that all of my stylists, we keep in touch every day. We have a community chat that we're on every day. We were doing Zoom calls once a month or once a week for the 7 months. We didn't stop with each other. So it was just constantly talking and communicating and being excited to get back in the salon when we were finally able to.
Well, we wish you all the best. It sure is great to see a thriving salon. I gather you've got a customer coming in about 3 minutes. So we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Thanks, Kristen. All the best.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
You too. Kristen Rankin,
Bye-bye.
the owner of the Fox & Jane Salon in Toronto.